Hey guys, welcome back to Can Outdoors. First of all, I want to thank you for watching the video. Everybody who watches my videos, I greatly appreciate it. I know I'm just getting started out, and I know that my audio quality is very bad because I picked the wrong camera to start with. It doesn't have an option for an external microphone, so I know my audio is bad, and I'm going to be trying to rectify that situation as soon as possible. But today's video, I just wanted to talk about spinner baits, kind of like a beginner's guide to spinner bait fishing. I'm going to tilt this camera down so you can see what I got here on the desk. But I'm in my future man cave right now. There's hardly anything in here, but there will be soon. So right now I'm going to tilt the camera down. I'm going to show you what I got. Then I'm going to show you a few clips of videos of me catching fish on one of these that just happened yesterday and today. Yesterday I had that experience out on the water, and I uploaded that video. I caught 2 good fish, but wasn't a great day because of the measuring board breaking in half with that big fish. So anyway, let's get into it. So basically we got a few different types of spinner baits here. I just wanted to show you the difference between them and give you a rough idea of when you want to use which ones. So starting out with, I'm going to start out with the Colorado Blade spinnerbait. This is the one that you guys have seen me catch a bunch of fish on. This doesn't have a brand name. It's just a $1 spinnerbait from Walmart. Has a Colorado blade on it, which is a big spoon-shaped blade. Makes a loud thump as it goes through the water. That's good for muddy water, heavily stained water, and this color stands out as well. When you got dark water, you want to use typically dark colors or bright colors, something that's going to stand out. And black and yellow, in my opinion, is one of the best. Now I just dropped it, but this works really good in farm ponds with muddy or stained water. Then on the other spinnerbait I got here, this one has a willow leaf blade and a little mini Colorado blade. Basically that spins around like that, gives it a little bit more movement. A willow leaf blade has a tighter wobble, it spins a little bit tighter, and it does more of a vibration than a thump. So when you got a little bit clearer water, preferably like stained water, 2 to 3 feet of visibility, something like this works pretty good. Has some bright colors on it as well. I don't use this one very often because usually I just go with this one if I have stained or dark water. This one might work pretty well in stained water as well. Then you got a double willow leaf. This one has a big willow leaf and a small willow leaf. Well, not small, but smaller. And this one's going to create a lot of vibration. And the color of it is kind of like a pumpkin seed fish. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those, but they're kind of like a bluegill, but they have more blue on their gills than a bluegill does. And they got these little speckles around that area as well. I got this is a Young Pulse swim bait. I think it's like a 5.5 inch swim bait, but I cut an inch off to make it a little shorter. This is a KVD spinnerbait, and this is a 1/2 ounce, so it sinks a lot faster. Most of my other ones are 1/4 ounce. They don't sink as fast, which I typically like better than the heavier ones, but you always want to have a heavy one too. And this is going to work better in stained water that's not so stained that you can't see through it. You know, if you got 2 to 4 feet of visibility, this usually shines pretty good. I've caught quite a few fish on this one as well. On the other end of the spectrum, you have an underspin. This has a smaller willow leaf blade. This one is actually like a bronze color. It's not quite gold, but it's not quite silver either. It's kind of in between. And that's on a weighted hook. There's a weight on there. I think that's like an 1/8 ounce or 3/16 ounce. Little willow leaf blade. And then you got a big 5.5 inch paddle tail swim bait. The reason you would use something like this is, say your visibility is pretty good. You got like 4 feet of visibility, so you don't want something too big and bulky that the fish are going to look at and go, that doesn't look quite realistic. Something like this will. It'll look a lot more realistic to a fish. Basically, they're just seeing a fish with something shining under it. And a lot of the times that's what it takes to get a bite. This will also go through light weed cover, not super heavy weed cover, but if you got some grass and stuff, this goes through it pretty good because you can actually skin hook the weight, or the skin hook the hook point. So you see I'm not getting hooked, but if a fish bites it, that hook comes out and it'll get hooked. I've caught a ton of fish on this thing too, a lot of really good fish. Something I wanted to talk about as well, this is something I did yesterday and today and caught 4 really good fish. Well, 3 really good fish and 1 decent fish, not bad. Basically, I took this, which is, I hope you guys can see this good. It's like a little spinner with just like a wire keeper that you can put a hook on. So you can make your own little spinner bait. I think these go to a Beetle Spin. I got them in Walmart in the Beetle Spin area. But anyway, you just put your hook on there, and then you close that shut, and you're ready to go. Almost. This is what I did yesterday. I put this with a weighted hook with a rage swimmer on it, and on my very first cast, I'm not joking, very first cast, I caught a 6-pound bass. When I got her to the boat, this was actually open again. I was very lucky that I didn't bend this out because it's not hard to bend that. Very lucky that that hook was still attached to it. So what I did was, once I closed it, I took some pliers and I pinched that shut real hard so you can't reopen it. And here it is right here. The actual setup. This is actually the one that caught the fish. I've got a weighted hook with a rage swimmer on it, and I pinched that closed so that can't reopen. I mean, I can't even reopen it unless I bend it back out. But what this does is it creates like a small spinnerbait profile. If you look at that compared to this one's got a lot more going on. Bigger, it's got the skirt. Sometimes the fish won't bite that because it's too much. There's too much going on there. So something like this works pretty good in water that's not super stained or super dark. And yesterday the water was stained, but you could see through it, about 4 feet actually. And they had some. They weren't quite finished spawning. Some of the bass had spawned, some of them haven't. The second wave had moved in is what it was. The second wave of spawners moved in, and the big females were still cruising. And I happened to catch that 6-pounder that I caught was actually done spawning, and she was just kind of hanging out around the bed. And I didn't know there was a bed there. I just thought, hey, there was a big rock, and I thought, maybe there was a fish by that rock hiding, so I threw this over there and caught her. Later that same day, I caught another one that was probably close to 5 pounds, 4 pounds, 4.5, somewhere in there. Another really good fish. And then today, I went out just before I'm making this video and caught 2 more on this exact same one. They've actually tore this rage swimmer up so bad that I can't continue using it. 4 fish on it and tore it up. Rage swimmers, this is the package they come in, are beginning to be my favorite swim bait, trailer, swimmer bait, whatever you want to call it. They have such a wide kick. I mean, anyway, they were pretty good, so I'm going to show you guys a couple clips of the fish that I caught yesterday and today. I'll throw in those clips real quick and then finish up this video because I don't want it to be too long. But basically, that's the basics of the spinnerbaits you're going to see. Colorado blades for a lot of thump, dark water. willow leaf blades for stained to clear water. They're more of a vibration than a thump. And then your underspins, a lot less vibration and a little bit of shine, just a little something to add to your swim baits. So I hope that stuff helps you guys out. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to get off. Have a good day. She just broke my hog trough. I guess my day's done. Guys, have a good one. About a 5-pounder. He was following it right by the shore. I got him.